If I be on LinkedIn, I need to go eat my dinner.
And what do you need to? You can't even get any dinner outside this room.
How is he even going to turn off the recording? I don't understand.
Brilliant! The Mac Commodore's turned back on. There was a countdown as soon as it finished last time, like for 7 days. God, it's been a hell of a week. First off,
It feels like a long second day.
Yeah, it was a long.
It's a very long 7 days.
I mean, first off, I forgot to pack any clothes, so they've just chucked in this extra shirt, but I had to trade my trousers for it, so I can't stand up for this.
That shirt is definitely worth trousers.
It is definitely worth it. I mean, it's
sure.
got tigers on it. Also, I got sent in a new advertiser, which we'll talk about at the end. Brand new, specifically because they really couldn't deal with the sniffling last week. They were like, "You've got to cut that out, otherwise you'll never."
I did realize, like during the editing, I was like, I said like, I didn't sniff once, and you'll notice, and it's bollocks. Like so many, there were so many sniffs.
I was noticing it. But you know, food wise, have you guys been enjoying the granola bars?
Is that
they're fantastic. I really like the rhubarb.
Apparently they're packed with energy. So.
Yeah, and the laxative properties, fucking. They should put warnings on those packets. I gotta be honest.
I mean, to be honest, I have always been pent up whenever I've had to go.
I was wearing like a difficult to take off belt, and it was we were cutting it fine. I've got to say.
Yeah.
God, it was.
Anyway,
stressful.
so everything's back up.
How was your week in isolation?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, I've got some coping mechanisms. I would like to introduce you to Dai.
Excellent.
Very good friend.
Yes.
Also, there is
keep the boredom at bay with the random number generation.
There's also a games controller here, but it's plugged into something. I don't know what, and I don't know what it does. I just know whenever I move stuff, there's screams in the other room. So I just avoid touching that one. But otherwise, it seems to be that every couple of days they add in new stuff. So I guess before we record, we'll have this kind of banter section where I'll talk about kind of the things that have ended up in my office through the letterbox. A lot of the times it seems to be kind of accidents, and the people are like, "Oh shit, we shouldn't have dropped that in there." But you know, it's nothing you can really do about it. But that will kind of
when you drop your phone in the gutter, it's like, shit. It's gonna be.
I think, you know, have a little bit of banter so we can get into the swing of things before we start and settle on an idea. And in fact, for the idea, I see that you guys must have started earlier because you've got this swanky thing down here that you've set up.
We've been doing a lot of work.
Yeah.
This is all the work we've done. But there's a lot of it.
That you've subscribed. You've put like a link down to my YouTube.
Oh no! Wait!
That's been brilliant.
That's not going to be there. Oh God! I don't remember signing any contract or anything.
To be
fair,
I did get my identical twin to cover for me on the YouTube and Twitch whilst
that's so lucky.
Internship. So that's very lucky.
That's
Great thing is that people find it really hard for us to tell us apart, just because our personalities are exactly alike, as are our voices, as are our looks. In fact, I've got a little scar here, and if you notice, he's actually got the same scar. We ran into the same door pretty much 5 minutes between one another. It saved a lot of money because we both got to go in the same ambulance.
You know what my favorite thing is? Before we started this podcast, we were like, right, key takeaways from last episode. The opening could have done with some work. And I'm going to be honest, chats. I'm not seeing much sign of improvement.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's just the banter section. We can cut the banter section down as much as possible. Anyway,
but I don't want to,
what is this?
What is this?
Thing? Yeah,
Matt, take it away. This is all your idea.
Well, I don't. So we had a suggestion from someone who watched the last episode, where they suggested that we did this nuclear winter.
I thought
game thing.
Episode.
Yeah, no, not only did people watch, not only did they watch, they gave immediately better ideas. Like the first idea was like, bar none, the best idea we've had for this podcast. And we came up with like 30 for starters.
I guess it's good that we have that. They've kind of like tested it with a
Diligent
test audience,
fans,
and it's good that we have some.
That I don't know what's going to happen with your mum, but that
What?
podcast did get out. When he said, I swear on my mother's grave that podcast will never see the light of day.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
Yeah, it did get out there.
just
There's
kind
been
of
some
shocked.
feedback, and this is
Hope
what
my
we're
mum's
doing now.
okay.
we've clearly executed the feedback kind of complaints. We've addressed them all perfectly. There's no more problems. Everything's it's only
Everything's
onwards
good.
from here, right?
Well, I
Yeah.
think
We learn
We're
from
gonna
our
go
mistakes
up,
on
right?
the podcast. We really do. Like crosstalk. What the fuck? We don't do crosstalk anymore.
Yeah,
we never do crosstalk. You're never going to hear us.
You're never going to hear us do
again.
crosstalk.
Like, why would
ever
it
again.
so
Never
Why would I do
do
that?
crosstalk.
But,
Anyway, I'm glad that we've got a focus group in to kind of go over the
it's
ideas.
Yeah.
So
very
I'm
handy.
seeing
13-year-old.
characters, traits and flaws.
Yeah, so basically what we've got to do is we've got to spend a little bit of time coming up with 20 characters, famous people, fictional characters, occupations, whatever, that are all going to come knocking on. We've all obviously got our nuclear bunker together to
Well,
survive.
this is in the long future where we have our like fucking team house, right?
Yeah, when this
Team 3.
podcast
The
inevitably
KimberLeague team
ends
house.
the world.
Yeah. So we've got the KimberLeague
yeah.
like content factory.
Yeah,
and
unfortunately,
running.
we invested a lot in our
obviously want to
building.
it's a safe place. People want to come to our safe place.
It's a
survive.
compound. It's
but they're all going to have some characteristic thing that they bring to the table, and we have to split we have to take these 20 people down to just 10. We've only got enough space for 10.
Okay. So we're planning
to
this
decide
in the
amongst ourselves
future.
and the other thing is what we're going to do is the characters are going to have randomized traits. It's not like when we're writing these out they're going to be the final ones that we then cut down.
Yeah.
They're going to have to get randomized first, which let me just tell you took no time at all to set up on this Excel spreadsheet. It was honestly, whilst I was doing it, it was honestly as if someone else was doing it all for me.
I love Google.
Right, should we get on?
So powerful.
So basically,
should we get
for
on
the
with this
future?
now, then?
So I'm guessing no dead people, no fictional characters.
I mean, you don't know what the future's like.
This is it.
Fictional characters might be real.
Yeah.
Dead people might be real.
They might
We
come
don't know
back.
it.
Dead
Anything.
people-
Well, no.
There is-
One thing I can say, and I'm very sure,
Controversial
is that
statement.
dead people are real.
Yeah.
They're definitely still real.
Anything is allowed.
The past happened, Matt. I don't know if you
I
need
mean,
a clarification, but the past happened.
I
It's
agree
still
with
there.
Matt. I mean, what if something happens where the past stops becoming real in the future? I don't know. The future could be crazy like that.
It could be
They
very
could
crazy.
decanonize the past and then make a new canon.
To that end, I think the first character that we pick should definitely be Merlin.
Merlin.
Okay.
The Arthurian wizard.
Wow. I think going through one at a time with a suggestion would work very
We'll go
well.
around the table.
Mm-hmm. Now I think Merlin, and immediately I come up with the most magical man alive of our generation, Eric Andre. Certainly gonna be, he's a very calm individual. I think he'd be very soothing to people.
Really
and,
level-headed and sensible.
Really level-headed. Yeah.
He'd be really
well,
good. Like a really
I think he
serious
records
situation.
his show in here because I always hear him screaming upstairs. Yeah,
That's
it's
interesting.
like
I
Eric
didn't know
Andre
I had a
thing.
contract with him.
I didn't know we worked with such prolific people.
I know, it's crazy.
Well,
So we've got the two most magic people in history. Where do we go from here?
Well, I think
that the real magic behind this podcast is the intern running between our rooms, and that's obviously Craggle. Craggle's got to be in there.
Craggle, the ambiguous cat intern. Nice.
Yeah, brilliant.
Who may or may not be a cat.
May or may not be a cat. I think it might be kind
the story's
of
developing as we speak.
I think it might be some sort of were-rabbit situation.
Yeah, it could be. Stay tuned for details as well.
From the Wallace and Gromit movie,
We will keep you tweeted.
I never heard of that concept before, by the way, of like a were-rabbit, you know.
You've
Like
never ever heard of
a creature that turns into another creature
It's
in the
fascinating,
full
isn't it?
moon. And I like the fact, you know, with the rabbit, it makes a lot of sense because, you know, in Japanese mythology, you've got kind of like rabbits and the moon are very interlinked there. And
really?
also in Chinese mythology. So, you know, it seems to be the perfect animal. And I can't believe no one's ever done like a were animal before. You could make more were animals, like a were dog or like a were giraffe.
I think were
ferret.
giraffe is actually. Yeah, can we have one? Can we just have one? Because we were saying we could have like
Well,
occupations and stuff, right? So
yeah. I mean, yeah,
no,
should we do like a,
okay, yeah,
yeah.
alright.
Shall we do a trait?
Yeah, it doesn't have to define the
Yeah.
person that happens to be that ends up being a
No,
were animal.
they're going to get randomized, so none of this the order doesn't matter.
What we have to we
Okay.
can't have just use a were animal. I feel like we need to.
Yeah, I think we need a specific were animal.
Nuclear.
Well,
were-
yeah,
Definitely. I mean, the
what
one
animals
animal that
spring
I
to
think
mind
wouldn't
in a
work as
nuclear
a
winter?
were. Oh, sorry.
Boston.
I think the only were animal that would make sense, which would not make sense at all, sorry, is a wolf. I just can't see it. I
Can't see it.
a
No, especially in a
werewolf.
nuclear winter. What are they going to do? I don't.
Yeah. Also, it's just the name doesn't work, and I don't really see
No,
the link between
yeah,
wolves and moons.
Yeah, and why where?
So-
Like, it just doesn't fit right, you know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Werewolf. It's a bit of a
I know.
mouthful.
Let's all say an
Okay.
animal, and then we'll decide which one's the best. So I'm immediately going to go snail.
Badger.
Oh, that's.
I'm
I
trying to
love
think
badgers.
what would have some application in this context, right? You know, like
I'm being sold on a badger.
cockroach.
already. And
Badgers are pretty good at badgers are pretty good at like raiding stuff. You know, like
Yeah.
they raid nests and stuff. They just
I
eat.
want to see a were badger.
Black and white, stealthy.
Yeah, nuclear winter, right? There's got to be snow and black
Yeah.
stuff, so it's definitely excellent camouflage. Yeah, okay, were-badger, fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
Put it on the board.
Were badger, brilliant.
Now,
I've
are we
got-
calling that a trait or a flaw?
It's a bit of both. Bit of either.
It's a
Doesn't
mix.
really matter.
I've got an idea, but it's kind of a mix of a trait and a flaw. It's kind of a two-parter. So this character would have a clothespin, so like a load of clothes, but
Or clothes in, right?
wears socks in shower. I think that's a pretty tough. So you're going to have all of the clothes you need, obviously, but you have to deal with living with someone who wears socks in the shower. Like that's a hard. Is it worth the clothes?
It's gonna have to be like I'm trying to think of anybody I'd keep knowing that about them, and
But they'd
it's
have
like
they'd have a load of clothes you could style.
you have to be S tier. Like you have to be like an actual S tier human being for me to even consider that, like tolerating.
Ultimately, they've got to be bringing a lot else to the table.
You're just like I live like there's a bathroom there, and every time anyone goes in for a shower, if they're wearing socks, I know for a fact I would hear the squelching.
Yeah.
The idea chills me to my very core. Like the fibre of my being is fucking turned off by this idea deeply.
So we have a were animal from Jack O. Wow, turns out there's another Jack O.W. We have
might have to do a bit of rebranding here. All right,
wait,
so
are we
you
rebranding
want me
already?
to come up with a?
Yeah, it's your turn.
You want me to come up with a trait / flaw? Okay.
Yeah, I think it needs to be something. Either have a trait and a flaw, or something that could be a trait or a flaw. Because badger's very useful, but also because it's a were animal, I reckon it's a little bit feral, and you'd have to like kind of deal with kind of the crazy element. I think that's the best way of doing it.
Well, I'm just gonna type it in, and you're gonna have to react to it
in real time. I like that. Go on.
Yeah.
Some hearty typing. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I see. That is both a positive and negative thing because repopulating,
of course.
Brilliant,
Oh,
but also
that's really good, actually.
But also kind of
not like I've stolen that off of this idea that I've never seen before.
Yeah. I can
Okay.
see issues with having a person who wears socks in the shower and a person with a high libido, just in case there is a.
That is very attractive.
That
Sam,
would
isn't it?
be, yeah. Okay, let's go to character names next.
Okay.
So
Is
I
it me?
think, yeah,
I
we're
I think
going
it's back to you.
circle.
Yeah.
That's me, right.
I've already got 2 lined up. Bam and Bam.
I feel like the characters are much easier to come up with than the
Then
traits.
the
And
traits.
I
You
mean,
know,
I suppose it doesn't have to be like necessarily a trait. It could just be like they have have a clothes bin with them. It could be something like they've got
just the
a ton
feature.
of supplies. They got food.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. To that end, Guy Fieri.
Oh,
Yeah,
best
put them on
chef I
the,
know.
if you want to.
I pretending I know how to spell his surname, so someone can fill that in for me, please.
I am not the person to ask for that one. I'm sorry to say.
I'm pretty sure it's like that.
Yeah, sure, whatever. People know what it means.
Yeah.
And do I have to do a trait or? Oh no, we're doing. Yeah. Okay. So
I think you got a bit of time to think on it.
okay.
Yeah,
Right.
I think we'll do the traits after we've done the characters. So obviously, I am going to do.
Just a snail.
Just a snail.
Am
Now
I?
I'm
Think about
already
it this
seeing.
way.
I'm already seeing
This
that the
seems like an
snail could be an
interdimensional
issue for the were-badger.
Well,
Unless
there are a couple of things.
Badger, which actually is the most interesting character.
I think it's imagine the snail is the were-badger. Could happen.
Very excited.
So the reason I went for snail is it's a snail. So first off, if you cultivate the snail with another snail you find, you can have a little snail farm going, and you can kind of live like the French and eat escargot. Alternatively, if you want to limit, if we don't have a lot of supplies going into this and we need somebody to quickly off, the snail's going to be an easy one. On the other hand,
meal.
I think having a little mascot for like your nuclear fallout it's quite a morale booster. Having a little snail mascot to kind of like give everyone's hopes up, kind of like a communal pet, but he's low maintenance, so you don't have to spend your supplies on him.
But the first feature you like the first application you gave us for like the case for snails was you can farm them.
There's only one snail. You need a second snail.
We're a quarter of a way into discarding the 20 candidates, and already we're turning to which one would be the tastiest. Like that can't be the trajectory you're assuming you're going on when you're looking at a nuclear situation, like an apocalyptic situation. You can't be like, well, I'm gauging for the fact that in 6 months' time I'm eating one of these idiots. Like, it's just how many fucking beans can a man own, right? Like, there's no future I see where I've got Merlin, Eric Andre, a cat, Guy Fieri, and a snail. And you know what? There's a reason. I'm glad I picked Guy Fieri because it's fucker will cook me up. It's half my friends. Just a fine buffet.
Oh.
There we go.
Right,
it's your turn. Yeah.
You have a snail to follow up. You can outpace him with like a cow or something. Apparently,
I could do, but I quite like some entertainment when to be there for. So I'm going to go for Dick and Dom.
This is not
two people. there are two people.
It is not allowed.
You are going to have to pick Dick or Dom.
I don't know. I feel like they're a bit of a. Are they not allowed as a pair?
Yeah.
Okay. What about? Hang on. What about if
them conjoined?
They have to be conjoined. You can choose where.
I think on that.
Or it's their little cupboard selves, because they only take up half the space.
Yes, I'll go for cupboard Dick and Dom.
Fine.
I'll
this is a cursed list already. It's just so cursed. I don't want to live with any of these people. I don't want to live with Merlin because I reckon it'll be fucking boring and medieval.
I have 2 super curveballs coming up, and I've still got
Curveballs
more to go
after a
that.
snail and Diddy, Dick, and Dom. All right. Okay. Right. Well, it's my turn for a trait, isn't it?
Yeah, your turn for a trait. I'm glad
I
you've
mean,
been.
at some point we have to have like arsonist or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's got to be some
Compulsive
negative
arsonist.
ones in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the idea of putting compulsive arsonist against Guy Fieri's name.
I've also got one, so I will put mine ready. You better not be putting a capital letter at the beginning when we've not put capitals for the rest of the column.
No, you're right. You're right. Camel case for forever. I will die by camel case.
So, I think, if you're in lockdown, if there's a second pandemic and like the apocalypse has happened, if you want to go out,
Topical.
got to go out vibing. And it's the end of the world. There's no law anymore. You're not going to get into trouble. Might as well.
Gotta go out vibing, chat.
I'm just going to say, like, it's the end of the world. Like, what you got to lose at that point?
Who or what is the anonymous ferret?
Anonymous
How
ferret.
did you achieve
That's
this? What
the
is
pot.
that about?
So basically, if you're not logged into you're the anonymous pumpkin.
Yeah.
On my screen.
I'm not for me. I'm just me.
No, yeah, but you are the anonymous pumpkin.
Don't mouse over mine because it'll be my actual name. You don't even go there. Don't even go there to that scene.
Well, I feel like
people know that I'm Christopher Fisher Vincent. I'm gonna be DOSed. God,
I'm going to be doxed.
I'm gonna be DDoS. I'm gonna be like I've got all of the Christopher Vincent.
That's not what that means. They're different things.
I'm gonna be blue screened by the SWAT.
Okay.
Right. I feel like we need maybe because at the moment this is not a great list. We probably want some positives.
It's a good list. It's not a successful list. Like
I think you should have a positive and negative trait if you're going to be doing a positive trait. I don't want to just give because if we give someone a positive trait, that's a surefire ticket for them to get into the house.
No, not if it's someone terrible.
Not necessarily because if it's a terrible
person, anyone terrible.
We have Guy Fieri who's terrible. We have a snail which is not terrible but is like pretty close to terrible, and we have Eric Andre who is contentious at best.
I love Eric.
So
great comedian.
Well, he's funny. He's just I wouldn't want to live with him.
Do you know what?
I can barely tolerate watching more than like an hour of him, let alone living with. Has PhD. In what?
In what?
Just a PhD.
How does that affect anything?
In art.
It doesn't.
It's a PhD.
This snail has a PhD in medieval poetry. That
in
affects
architecture.
things.
Yeah, let's do. I want a useless PhD.
Okay, no, yeah, if you just call it a useless PhD, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, okay.
PhD. Great conversation starter.
It keeps going on about useless PhD. It does not shut up about useless PhD.
It's one of those people who goes, "Yeah, so I went to university. I did a PhD."
When I was doing my dissertation.
Well, what did you do it on? Oh, just contemporary Dadaism.
Why is it with us and Dadaism now? Why is that been mentioned twice? We're 2 for 2 on Dadaism. Nothing else in terms of like art at all.
Wow.
Okay. So it's my
It's your turn. I think you've gone for some pretty ordinary choices thus far, whereas
Merlin and Guy Fieri are very middle of the road.
I think you need to start pushing the boat out a bit.
Who would I? I'm trying to think of some Jack Black.
I thought of someone even better.
It's not.
Blah blah.
You know what, Matthew? Odds. I'm going to roll a digital 20. That is definitely what the D stands for. And if it's odd, it's Jajar blah blah. And if it's even, it's cook.
Wow.
Okay.
It's even, so it's cook.
Okay, write that in.
He must have won in the fight to get to.
He must have won the fight.
Right.
Which was definitely on a fucking dice roll because those guys are like opposite, equal and opposing forces.
Just to fill in our audience who may not be aware, there is a bit of a meme that we came across a while ago where a man called Jaja blah blah fights off against a man called coooool, and I think it is better for you to explore that meme.
You're missing the crucial point of that meme.
I think you need to look at the meme because I think I can't describe it and bring it justice.
I would argue
it's
pretty self-explanatory when you put the two together.
It's a rather simple meme. It's just trying to explain it audio. Like audio based is never going to work.
So we've got coooool.
Yeah. Coooool.
It's coooool.
We've got a surname.
No, it's coooool.
I know. I was trying to get rid of the second capital C.
Now, I know what you're going to say about this one. Okay. Now, first off, we could find another frog and then farm them for frog legs and live like
why have you picked French cuisine? Is it something? Is it something like that? Is it anything to do with the baguettes, maybe?
But alternatively, you might want a mascot.
Oh, you just why are you on the mascot? We've got Diddy, Dick, and Dom, and a snail. We don't need and Craggle.
And the frog.
Now we have Kermit the Frog. In case we wanted.
Yeah,
maximum.
I feel like we are going. This is going to go down to a choice between a snail and Kermit the Frog.
If this literally becomes which character's tastier, we've failed so badly.
I feel like we should do this again, like way down in the line when we have way more like like in-universe characters and stuff that we could just fill this list out.
In jokes alone.
Because I was just thinking of like Mr. LeBaker.
Mr. LeBaker. We could put on my dad, LeBaker.
Dad.
Just type my dad.
Dad.
My dad.
Outstanding stuff.
Oh,
I'm glad we're on episode. We're making our second ever pilot, and we're already referring to a previous pilot for a podcast.
Okay,
the concept is fluid, Chris. The concept of this podcast is fluid.
Mr. LeBaker transcends podcast.
It's dynamic. Right? Okay, I want the traits.
I forgot to ask him about
compulsively. Only ever asks every time there's a question to be asked, they ask Siri.
Yeah.
Just one of those those fucking boomers who refuse to use anything other than voice activated because they think it's the future.
Guys, I just remembered. I forgot to talk to Mr. LeBaker about the baguettes.
Oh,
I forgot to.
That's all right. We're doing this now.
I'll write it down this time.
Get it sorted for next week, and it'll be fine.
Yeah. Is someone actually going to put in the other suggestion whilst I'm writing?
No, you do it.
No, you do it.
You
I
do
can't
it.
remember what the suggestion
You do it.
Goldfish memory. It's gone.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Every question they have, they ask Siri first.
Always.
Going to be very sad.
Checks with Siri.
Down.
Always checks with Siri. All the fucking internet's gone. It's the end of the world. You can't even get the connect. There's no answer. You just try relentlessly.
I believe she'll come back one day. It's like the man from Her.
Yeah. What a sad family.
Well, have you got a trait or flaw, Chris?
Incel.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Incel.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So we have incredibly high libido and incel.
And incel. Oh dear. I think I'm hoping incel goes to someone who we would actually want out of this list, just so it muddies the water even more.
Okay, no. Incel's not fair. Incel's not fair. No, right. You need
because I feel like that would immediately eliminate someone from staying.
You have to make it because I know you're gonna cast some stigmas. I want it to be corrosive incel. Like it's not just someone who's like self-describes themselves as an incel. It's just like a regular, like nice enough guy. Because there are people in the incel community, I'm sure, who are perfectly genuine people. Like, but I know the thing you're thinking of when you say like incel. So
All I know about
corrosive incel.
incels is all I know about incels is that part of the community. So, God,
It's vocal minority. Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. That's all my incel knowledge, unfortunately.
You're far too much of a Chad to know anything about incels.
Yeah. God, with my fucking tiger
Spend too
shit.
much of your time balls deep in pussy. Just when I'm trying to learn about incels,
God, I just can't deal with it. It's too nerdy for me. I am known as the least nerdy person in existence. People come up to me and say, Fishy, you're so not nerdy. And I'm
so
thank
cool.
you.
You do podcasts.
Anyway, subscribe to my podcast and streams. With my fucking 20-sided dice. Obviously the biggest Chad.
What did you call him? You named it, didn't you?
Named it.
Dai. That's an atrocious name.
And also it's a she, so you know.
Well, you're the one that gendered it he first. It's not me.
know.
It's not my problem.
It kind of changes on the daily.
Okay. Walks on that hand.
I'm not having someone in the house.
How does that look if it's the snail?
I don't know.
Diddy Dick and Diddy Dom can't do it because they're puppets.
Well, actually, they can. If anything, it's harder for them to walk on their legs.
It's hard enough for them to walk in the first place.
They're just going to be in the cupboard, crawl with the arms.
Jesus.
Got to confuse them as a zombie at one point, and we'll shoot one of them.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm going to go with like. I'm going to go with something uninteresting because we've got too many. Like none of these people can do anything, right?
Yeah, beyond Guy Fieri.
We have the closest to professional is a wizard and a TV show.
We do have a baker, I suppose, but
I mean, his name's the Baker. Like it's not.
He's a world famous baguette man.
He is a world famous baguette man. That is true. I'm trying to think who would be a mixed bag. Like what would have some uses, but ultimately you probably wouldn't be too happy with.
We've got my lined up.
I'm sure you have. God,
I intend to bring this from let's put in a sensible suggestion all the way back up to 11 after this one. A snail. A plumber.
A plumber. Plumbers
why
are
not
good.
Mario or Luigi?
Plumbers.
Or Wario.
Because he's not an actual plumber. None of them have actual
no.
plumbing qualifications whatsoever. And if they do, they're from like the 80s. So
they need to get it updated really by the council.
If you had Mario in, he'd turn up with a big fat fucking bag of shrooms and be like, "Hey!" and he wouldn't look at a pipe for like the next 6 months, and then he'd be eating one of the snails, and then mission failed. We'll get him next time.
He'd be eating one of the snails after all the mushrooms have made him grow 10 times larger.
Yeah, he'll just keep getting bigger.
He'll just keep getting bigger. He'll be like, God. So I've put down. Now I know this is a little bit of an obscure choice. And I mean this non-sarcastically, but I would like to consider animal, vegetable, mineral man.
What is
that? Do you
that?
have any idea who that is, Jamie?
I do. Why do I know what that is?
It's a man who had a vial of... He's a supervillain who had a vial of acid dropped on him, like a chemical, and it made him part animal, which is a velociraptor, part vegetable, and part mineral, as well as being a man. It's like 25% of each. And I'm thinking with the vegetable
What is this from South Park?
No, it's from Doom Patrol. The
weird
one. Yeah,
it's Doom Patrol. I knew it was something wacky.
Brilliant show. Cracking stuff.
Anyway, that's my next suggestion. Colin Firth.
Oh,
what a colossal pick! What a colossal pick that would be.
Wow.
He's literally he's the first. Like, can I pick him and kill everyone else? Yeah. Can I pick him and put everyone else in my freezer? Because
I hope Colin First doesn't get the corrosive incel trait.
Oh no!
Oh no! He'd have to be kicked off.
Colin Firth with an incredibly high libido. They can just like flamethrower dildos and shit. Just a complete maniac. It was like fucking Mad Max.
I mean, he is just a compulsive arsonist anyway.
He essentially is
Yeah.
already.
He is. Does that like increase his arsonism?
I think
He
so.
literally he increases the Mad Maxitude of the compound by like 1,000,000% the second he rocks up. He's like, I've got all these like spinning blades. What do you want me to do with them? I'll just start welding them to things. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
In this fucking black tie. I love Colin Firth. What a lad. Okay,
What a lad.
that is an exceptional pick from you. Okay. God, I need a trait. Right. Okay. I want to do one where it's like a proper drawback, but the problem with like the big drawbacks is it has to get hit. It has to literally land on Colin Firth, or no one's gonna pick the whoever ends up having it or something.
Yeah, I'm just putting down my answer. Allergic to metal. I think
you
he'd
imagine
ruin
it,
Colin
Colin?
Firth's
Can you
entire.
No, he'd just get super into gunpowder. Like he just gets super into like plastic explosives. He's like, "There's no metal, mate. Who fucking cares?"
I like allergic to metal. I have got a pretty good one. I'm pretty proud of this one. Do you want to press enter and it'll pop up on the sheet for all of us? Excessively nosebleeds when embarrassed or flustered. I'm thinking
Very strong.
a waterfall.
Just gushing.
We need some
blood.
like positive traits, because so far the most positive trait we have is like
has a
libido
clothespin
and werebadger, and those are the two.
Clothespin.
That's not a positive. He wears socks in the shower.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, this is a very male list.
Yeah.
You know,
it's
all men so far. We've got dads and males,
I don't know.
and hers and dicks and doms.
Yeah.
Christ.
Let's designate the rest.
I'm gonna put a hard rule in. It's gotta be no more male characters.
Yeah, I'm up for that. Have a little bit of.
I'm trying to think of like a fairly positive thing that someone can bring to the table.
Yeah. Let's get some proper like fucking superpowers going in there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was more thinking just like has a bag of.
Just has a bag of useful things.
Yeah, a bag of has a apocalypse bag.
You know your handyman drawer that you've got in your house where it's like all the fucking light switch shit. That drawer carries that. Like pockets are the handyman drawer. How's that drawer?
How's that drawer? Disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful.
Is it me? Oh, shit, it's me.
Yes, it is you.
I keep forgetting how many people
I've
there are
already
on
got
the podcast.
my first one.
Stop! You know what happens every time we go around this loop? I go, shit, is it me? And you go, I'm already queued up to it.
Because I know when I'm coming. I want to be ready, so there's no breaks in between. You're gonna have to cut a lot of little breaks here in the audio.
No, I'm not. No, I'm just padding for time. I want this to be
filling dead air.
Filling for time.
Filling the dead air. Fill the dead air.
I can't believe it takes you so long to think of
Darth Vader, fuck you. All right, fine.
Wow.
God.
Not female.
Shit. I immediately failed.
You forgot your own rule.
I immediately failed. Oh, God. No, it's because every single time it rolls around to me, I go, Darth Vader? It's not good. And I was just like,
Darth Vader.
Okay.
Wow. So,
I
think we have
Jacinda Ardern. Do you know who that is?
No, I don't. Explain to me.
Prime Minister of New Zealand.
Oh, yeah, she's cool, isn't she?
Fucking legend of a woman.
I had to change my previous shot. I was going to chuck James Acaster in since we had discussion, but since we're going for female reps from now on, I got who I would consider to be definitely the female James Acaster, Marge Simpson.
I just think they're neat.
Just
I think Marge Simpson's a top tier. I think anyone would be lucky to live with Marge Simpson. Like,
see, I'm good, right? Between Mr. Little Baker, a plumber, Colin Furze, and like a few other of these, we had like some significant dad energy rolling through. I'd say even Kermit the Frog contributes to the dad energy. And immediately we've got Jacinda Ardern and Marge Simpson, and it's just gone full mum. I got Matt.
Oh, I had one, and now it's gone.
wow. I don't know. I've got one, but I'll have to. Well, I'll do it in a diplomatic way, and then I'll see whether how we want to refer to it. No, it's not anything like that.
This already sounds so bad.
So bad.
It sounds so bad. Gonna get to it and be like, oh, it wasn't that bad.
What about?
What about you pick a female character, Matt? We both have to see you with this lack of
Is
female
it that
character
difficult to pick a
energy.
female character? What are you going to do? Just pick a male instead? It's insane. Like, why would you do that?
That's
Gamora.
that's the first thought I had.
I'll take some MCU representation.
No more. What's a good trait? What's a good? What have we got? Got a useful draw. We've got allergies.
Walks on their hands.
Walks on their hands. What a magnificent idea that was. Thanks so much.
I'm looking at this list, and there's we are
nothing
lacking
useful.
some, like...
But the thing is, I think if you put anything useful on the list, they are now at this point they're going to become a surefire.
Yeah.
Which means we can't really put any useful traits on.
Why?
Because it gives one person a leg up over everyone else.
Yeah, but what if that one person is cook and there's nothing else? It's just this weird little half man.
We do have like the plumber, the baker, the Guy Fieri, Colin Furze. They're like pretty useful people. We've got Jacinda Ardern as a good leader.
Yeah, right. You know.
So,
has the Matrix of Leadership from Transformers, like, owns it. Like, is the leader of the Autobots.
Just has the Allspark.
The Allspark.
Put that in.
The Allspark.
I don't know.
What's it
I don't know
called,
anything
Go
about Transformers.
Into the bin.
I don't know.
Get in the bin.
It's a some sort of
Get
spark.
in the bin.
I know that much. It's some sort of spark. I know that much. Jamie knows the most
Actually
about
triggers me so much.
Is that just a Michael Bay movie thing then?
Yeah.
It's the King of Brains.
I see.
Well, it's not actually just a Michael Bay movie thing,
Yeah.
but I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was first a Michael Bay movie thing. Like, some of the comics do it now, but thanks, Michael Bay. Thank you so much.
All I know about Transformers is Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf. Wow.
You need to watch the like proper good old ones, the good old days.
Yeah.
What a show.
The G.I. Joe crossovers.
Matrix of Leadership.
Don't know.
You know, if Jacinda Ardern possessed the Matrix of Leadership, we would just be saved. I'm pretty sure if she had the power of the Matrix, she became Jacinda Prime.
Yeah,
well, she'd be called like Jacinda's Prime, and it would be.
I am Minister Prime.
Minister Prime.
Ardernus Prime. What'd she transform into? Like a fucking policy or something?
She just turns into one of those lecterns that she stands in front
into the lectern.
I've turned into the concept of a economic policy.
I am fiscal responsibility bot.
Right, so we've got bitten by a radioactive manta ray and now has manta ray.
You have to please explain what manta ray powers are.
You can become a pancake. You can breathe underwater, have a stingy tail, and can fly with your flappy things.
Fly?
And
Can manta rays just fly now? Is that
yes.
canon?
I mean, do spiders have a spidey sense?
No, but Spider-Man, like, he also doesn't, like, he built the shoot wrists from web thing. I mean, like,
Well,
you can't use
but then
Spider-Man
he
as a
didn't.
template.
But then he didn't.
He did.
He did.
No, he
but
always
then they decanonized it, and then they recanonized it, and they decanonized it. Now nobody knows what's up. It kind of
It was wasn't it
It was
Sam
the thing where
Raimi
everybody
who
hated
first? It was wasn't
Chris,
Sam Raimi the
just
first one
because you
to
started
like
us
organic
talking
webs?
about the fucking Spider-Man again.
We
I'm
cannot
very
do
angry.
Spider-Man.
It's what is it with you trying to surreptitiously? Even when I was like, we should have some superpowers. Somehow it didn't turn into a discussion about superheroes. We put Gamora in. No one fucking chatted shit about.
It's only
superpowers.
you.
Like, it's just you. Got bitten by a radioactive manta ray. Just write manta ray powers as well. Like you've put so much for just one thing.
Has manta ray powers.
Okay.
There we go.
What a weak power. God damn.
They can just name them all.
You can just name them all.
That's the
Not
same
only that-
superhero power that like most 90s kids have. Like, that's the power level we're looking at here. It's just millennial. Shit.
Yeah.
And can do the whole Pokérap. Wait, the good one. You mean like the Brian David Gilbert one, or the like original?
Both of them.
Okay, because the Brian David Gilbert one's like actually hard to do. He's quite good.
David Gilbert on here.
He's
there we go.
Constantly.
She's in a lot of his videos, and she's
got
funny.
Similar energy, doesn't she?
You never see enough of her, but she's funny. Yeah.
She should start her own channel. I'd subscribe, definitely.
No, we need more. We need people who have like things that we know that they can do. Like I mean, with
to be
all
fair,
due respect to
Davey,
BDG's sister, I don't know anything about her.
Jamie,
she just lives with him, and that's it.
This seems like a you issue of not being able to think of a people. I've not got this issue, and neither has Matt. Really,
I'm doing a bad job, I've got to say. Okay, right. What's a good female? That's the worst sentence I've said all podcast, but you know what I mean. Ooh. Like just right out of the gate, that is the obvious choice when you're like, you're in a post-apocalypse. Who'd you call? You obviously call Furiosa. Bonus points if the actual person you call is Charlize Theron and she's just pretending to be Furiosa. I love it because we have legit like famous like fucking made up characters, and then we do have Furiosa, but it is actually just Charlize Theron. Next side by side with literally Gamora, and it's not. It's not. What's her name?
That I am doing.
Zoe Deschanel.
No.
Saldana. That's it.
I'm going to put in a character which 100% I'm putting in just to make Matt happy. Because I think Matt will love this character.
I mean, it's the right choice out of all of the ones you've
Akiza I don't know.
Akiza is the only female character of any repute in the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D series. She's and out of all of the series, she is the best.
It's the only
female.
It's like one of the two.
She's the only one who's that well.
Because I've only watched one series that you made me watch.
That's fair. Yeah.
It's not going to be any of the others.
Well, I'm going to go for the one that I've now remembered from earlier that I was going to do because I couldn't remember earlier. That's Florence Nightingale.
Good at medicine. but just good at medicine by like 200 years ago standards.
Yeah.
Basically as good as medicine as I am, right? Like,
I was desperately trying to think of a more recent female medical professional. None of them were coming to mind.
That's depressing.
That's what we go. That's the school system for
just
you,
have
right?
like fucking just write like doctor brackets female.
Yeah. So
You're allowed to have like generic job descriptions, but
yeah. Do we want to fill in the last 2 characters as well before we go into traits and flaws?
yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, I've got one immediately. From the Little Mermaid.
From the Little Mermaid.
Yes. She has magical powers. She could trick
she's
people
stuck underwater.
By.
She will very quickly suffocate,
I'm
and I will
sure.
just have a very big octopus lady for dinner.
I'm pretty sure that the
Look, if
TheKimberLeague
Ursula's the one that
is
walks
going
on
to
their
have
hands,
a massive pool on the. Don't going to have a pool in the TheKimberLeague house.
No, if we have a pool in the Kimberly house, we have an Ursula in the TheKimberLeague house. Just because that pool becomes an Ursula. Like, there's no room.
Well, I mean, it depends on how big the pool is.
Yeah. Okay.
And how big
one of you two fill in the final slot.
What are we thinking?
I mean, we could have like
Greta.
I did come across that earlier. I was like, is that just going to be more?
Greta Thunberg. I feel like there are some things that
I told you this was going to happen. I told you. I was campaigning for this years ago.
She's just infuriated. She's just really bitter.
I told you this was going to happen.
I'd love to put her on the list, but we do has an incredibly high libido.
I did.
That is an immediate landmine I would like to swiftly avoid.
I did notice. I was just checking through the traits. Like, are all of these okay? No.
There's one not.
Okay.
Certainly not.
Okay. Has to be an adult or not real or an animal.
I know. I need to type down the name correctly. I just need to look up the name because I don't want to get her name wrong. Matafeo. Rose
Matafeo, the comedian from New Zealand.
Why?
Yeah,
how many comedians do we have?
3. Well, 2 and some puppets.
We have Chukuk, we have Kukuk, we have Diddy Dick and Dom, we have Kermit the Frog, we have Guy Fieri, who's sort of a comedian. He's barely a cook. And then we have Eric Andre.
We have Eric Andre, yes. Diddy Dick and Dom are first off puppets. Kukuk isn't a real person.
It's Jajak Black. It's just Jajak Black, but it's half of it.
If anything, we have more puppets than we do.
We do have.
I do not see an issue with the number of comedians.
I just felt like we would have a bit more of a sort of explosive final sort of, go out with a bang. Not
I think
just
Rose Matafeo is a pretty explosive personality. I think she's
good.
Cool.
I know she's good at crochet.
I think I might have to make a executive decision and cut this last choice because crochet is not all you've given me is comedy and crochet. This is come on.
I feel like there are stronger.
There are stronger people we can pick.
No disrespect to Rose Matafeo, but
I've got one.
She was never going to make the list.
I've got one.
Like the final 10.
Serena Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Hyper competitive, probably fucking annoying to live with. Is very rich, and probably pretty useful in an apocalypse. Like got a good swing to her.
Yeah,
Serena Williams.
Club some people.
Comes prepackaged with tennis racket.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Powerful. Oh yeah, none of them come with any belongings. They come with their clothing and what they would maybe have based on their profession. No, it's like what you have
Can
faith
it come
in.
to
You're
the
like,
ukulele?
so like Jacinda Ardern comes with a lectern, right?
What does Eric
Or
Andre come with? Hannibal Buress?
no, you don't get an extra person as your fucking like.
I think that immediately ups Eric Andre's
It
possibility of
does.
staying
No,
in the
I'd
house.
pick Hannibal Buress over Eric Andre any day.
Do we want to change Eric Andre to Hannibal
Can we change it to
Buress?
Hannibal Buress? I prefer it so much.
I don't know how to spell Buress. Somebody else wants to.
It's like I can spell. Buress.
I can type it up. Don't worry.
It's Buress, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Every time I just think of him screaming about drinking 40s in a death basket.
Morpheus drinking.
Morpheus.
Morpheus drinking a 40 in a
Alright.
death basket.
Right, we've got 5 traits to think of.
Well, we have
So
one
far
for
the traits
each.
are skewing pretty negative. But then we
Well,
have a couple very strong ones. Oh, it got changed to constantly recites the Poke Rap. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
I don't know which
rather than-
one's positive, because possesses the matrix of leadership evidently means that Decepticons are also on Earth, which doesn't help the apocalypse at all.
I like that the logic. No, it just means that the Decepticons exist somewhere. It doesn't mean they're on Earth.
We have a manta ray power.
They are
which,
gonna
to
be
be honest,
hunting us
manta rays
down,
don't
though.
have the biggest
If you have the
repertoire of
matrix
skills.
of leadership, that is basically like that's like your golden ticket to winning any like film. It's like you can't lose if you've got the matrix of leadership. That would be a poor
I've
message to
got
the children.
Plot armor.
Essentially, I have the plot thing. Look at it. I'm going to open it and I'm going to win the button.
Yeah.
I'm going to press the win button. That's what happens.
Oh, it
You guys
is
need to
spelled
watch
exactly how I want
our
to.
old Transformers films.
Oh,
Well, first off, just to get your creative juices flowing, is a pastafarian.
that's a good one. I like that.
It's a
I
good
disagree that
But
that's a good one
it's
because it affects
basic.
very little.
one.
I mean, ultimately, it's not really going to affect the decision.
It'll affect the social dynamic and nothing else. Because if we have anyone who's like legitimately religious, and we have this fucking like little piss taker just sort of twatting around, like if I was like religious and I lived with a pastafarian, I would probably kill them because it's just the most obnoxious thing you can do. It's just like I'm going to devote my life to take the piss out. Like. And in a lazy fucking way as well. Like it's not even like I'm not you're not being Richard Dawkins and writing books and shit. You're just putting a colander on your head and taking the piss. That's it. What other
hyper emotional? So a very emotional, increase their emotions tenfold. So
yeah,
it gets exceedingly sad and sobby, like
strong negative.
but it's also a positive. Very motivated if you get her. Gonna be exceedingly motivated.
Yeah, I suppose.
And like exceedingly happy and
I can handle the high stress. I think that will be the problem. Right. What other useful traits do we have? Oh, okay. Can absorb luck from others.
Can absorb
like a hobbit.
from others.
We're
inviting someone in to kill us. They can absorb everyone else's luck so they survive.
Well, no, just like
it's a double-edged sword.
It means that you boost one of your guys, and then the rest of the team is like net down just because you know they're going to be like, generically.
We're in the house. What if we get picked? One of us gets picked.
I see. Oh yeah. I was like, we're not on the list. We can't get the trait. But
yeah.
No. I was saying, is it like anyone they're just around for like a long period of time, right? They just passively leech luck off other people.
Sure hope Craggle doesn't get that one.
I hope Craggle gets that one. Yes. Wow. For those of you who don't know, Aston Villa is currently about to be relegated from football, and
let's say,
as we all know,
even
that
just
in
out
the
of football.
post-apocalyptic future, you know
banned
Aston
for
Villa.
life.
Even in a world where the Transformers exist, you know that Aston Villa ain't getting back into the fucking Premier League. Let's be honest. Come
I
on.
mean, to be
Come
fair,
on.
I'm not seeing
Shit
any other
team.
football team fans. You know, the
Yeah.
Aston Villa fan is like
It's
immortal.
the fact that he also identifies himself as an Aston Villa fan. He's one of those football
No, I think
fans.
it's just
Like,
I think everyone else is just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's the
Not
kind of
only
guy
is
who
that, like,
walks in
random
with
fucking
his.
like dead team like that doesn't exist anymore.
He's the housemate at uni where you walk into his room and he has the Aston Villa shirt on the wall,
The Aston
Aston
Villa
Villa
alarm
scarf, Aston Villa alarm clock, Aston Villa bed sheets, and Aston Villa mug.
Do you realise I lived with a person who
Yeah, it did that. Did that
He
exact
did that.
thing.
I know exactly who it is.
Okay, good.
Okay, good.
No, I don't know who it is, but I'm saying like.
Why did you say you did then?
No, I realise what you're doing.
I'm making
Yeah.
a joke, but it doesn't translate well to podcast.
No, it doesn't, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Okay,
I've put up 2 traits here, lads. Come
Yeah,
on.
I
I'm
know.
all
If we
I
had
can
Florence
think of
Nightingale
right
and
at the
Serena
moment.
Williams, we would have banged out all of these traits and flaws already.
All I can really think of at the moment is something to do with bananas, but it's not
It's
strong
alright.
enough.
Obvious. Come on.
That's all right. If you got someone who can always check with Siri, then you're golden.
No, Matt, we've established there is no Siri. Apple is gone. Apple is
I don't know.
decades
Some
past.
of
The
these
foundations of their server rooms are fucking
some
crumb.
of these manta ray powers might fall.
Just trying to fucking trades and other stuff.
I'm imagining, just curiosity. Maybe they have a leech.
So
and
YouTube
the pigeon
does-
called Miss Woo. And maybe does some videos from a massive metal ball where they drop it in milk 3 times in separate videos. Well, has an extremely loud meow.
I was about to put
I've just put has an incredibly loud cat with them.
Cat meow. Wow.
Or has it? Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Decibel meow. It's both a weapon and also a curse because you have to stay in the house.
Okay. So this is our list.
Wait, have you? Oh,
And then I will.
So-
Oh no!
Marge Simpson.
No,
Wait,
I've just
you
seen
do it again?
Colin Furs.
Oop.
I just
Oh,
saw.
No,
We just had a highly emotional Colin Furs.
the ultimate like fucking Iron Man knockoff is now just this emotional wreck.
Oh,
Like
no.
sitting there holding a spanner in his hands, just like I can't do it.
Hold on.
It won't go on.
There we go. Now that all
Right. Okay.
Let's
So
go
Dick
from
and
1
Tom is an
to
Aston
20.
Villa. All right, yeah.
Let's go 1 to 20 in order.
Wait, sorry,
Number
where's one?
Right,
the
but
top.
hang on. We just need
No,
to,
you've.
one.
No,
are we?
no, it's fine. Just don't.
I had to
Oh.
restart it. I thought it was fucked. It's not
Yeah.
fucked.
Are we?
Fraggle has
Oh,
manta ray powers.
First off, are we saying that once they're in, they can't be kicked back out? And we're going through these in order, or
Yes.
are we just
No, I like
picking
that.
10 of these now?
No, I like that we have to pick them because how this works, right? Is like so, you wake up, it's whatever day it is, don't know, and you get your little government text message. It's like everything's fucked. Sorry, and then you're like shit, and you hear the sirens off in the distance. And you're like,
Yeah,
"Fuck, I call?"
We have them all coming to the door one at a time.
and they all not
And
one
we
by
only
one.
have
Literally,
room for
it's like
10.
text. It's like, can I stay here? I have offers. Like now or never. Like I
Yeah.
have other offers.
Yeah.
Every single one's like that. So we have to say yes in order.
Okay. So we finally got the list sorted. We've randomized it all. We have, well, our first example is Craggle has manta ray powers. So let's imagine that Craggle has texted us, and they're all going to text us in order, and we only have 10 slots. We have to consider each one independently. But if we let 10 in, everyone else automatically is going to be not allowed in the house. So,
Yeah, we only have space for 10.
yeah. Oh, look. Actually got a phone call, not a text message.
Well, Craggle's definitely coming in. He's let himself in.
I feel like Craggle's just proven. It doesn't matter what we text to Craggle. I think Craggle's going to be
He'll be
here.
outside. He'll be outside just meow every time.
I'm gonna
He's
give Craggle the
inevitable.
green. I think that's just proven, especially with the manta ray powers as well. I think somewhat useful for kind of if we're near the coast with the manta ray powers can fish. Like manta rays are hunters; they're related to sharks, so can get food for the group. So I think very useful,
Yeah.
and also I think honestly,
Just imagining getting like
I
a
know
fucking
he's
shovel
here.
and just like
I
digging
know
all the
he's-
food out of this like
Yeah.
It's
middle
alright,
of
he
the
can't hear you.
yeah, I know he's here, but like, I don't want to say no and then us talk about it while he's in the room.
Nah,
I think that's really
vibe,
rude.
yeah.
That's really
Agreed.
rude. Yeah. Anyway.
Right, so based on our premise, based on the premise that this is all text based, and we've given them the floor illiterate, we by definition have to not accept it.
I like to imagine
Because
it's
they've typed what's happened is they've typed this, and we've been like, well, what the fuck do I do with that? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
It's not-
as much if I knew it was my dad, like but for the text is just
Yeah,
intelligible. Like, who
I
is it?
wish I had
just
the
got-
fucking the quality baking chilling,
Yeah.
because if we get Kermit the Frog in, we get the snails, and we get some fucking baguettes on show. Suddenly, we've got like proper
Yeah.
cuisine, like whack Guy Fieri in there, and I'm having a
Yeah.
whale of a time. It's just the fact that
I
we
agree from logic alone. For both
We
Craggle
can't
and
let
Mr. LeBaker, we can't let Mr. LeBaker in because there's
We
no
have
way.
to let Craggle in, and we
Yeah.
can't.
Absolutely.
I know. I don't know how I'm going to explain this to my dad when I go to work in the bakery on Saturday. He's going to be so
Not
mad
with
at
English.
me.
Or not.
Yeah, he's going to put
Well,
me
if you
on
write him a
Skyrim,
letter,
which is the worst one.
if you just write him a letter explaining why,
it is quite funny because even though we have randomized these traits, Mr. LeBaker, my dad, is actually illiterate. He never learnt how to write. He spent his entire time at baking school and he decided
Learning
he
how to
didn't learn
bake.
anything else at school, so he never learnt how to.
he makes the best bread.
Yeah, he learns all
For
of
that
his
very
recipes
reason.
with pictures. He has to have visual
Oh.
guides instead of writing because he can't decipher the recipe. He uses tasty videos.
He learns via braille.
He uses those little like BuzzFeed clickbait things as his fucking like recipes.
So,
Oh,
Right.
well,
This
sorry,
man is
Mr.
red.
LeBaker.
I'm sorry.
It's not made the cut.
We're never doing the Baguette episode now, Christ.
yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. I hope my dad's not angry. Otherwise, Forget's going to be very hard to get for next episode. Next we
Well,
have
Might be a pipeline. Shit.
Akiza
Right, we have-
is
yeah,
in
So this is just a Yu-Gi-Oh character.
This is
Yeah. with a motorbike.
She does get a motorbike in the second season.
Yeah, I feel like the motorbike is very.
She's
important.
not very
It's
good at-
her item. I feel like she's got a motorbike, but she's not good at riding it.
She wasn't great at it. There is a whole episode of her getting her license.
Wow.
I hate how dirty they do girl characters in fucking
Oh man, that's
It's anime.
It's
It's brutal.
so bad.
It's
Imagine
always
being-
so shit.
Imagine being Pokemon and every female character having a crush on the main character,
Do
and
they?
then they replace her at the end of each season.
Oh my god, really?
Terrible. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's annoying
Right,
because
so-
people actually get invested in them as well, and then they go, no, bye bye.
We
Next
have
one.
a pretty incompetent anime character who also turns into
Oh,
bad
wow. I'm
I
just
wonder-
The
saying,
badger.
you think
I feel like
she does have
I
psychic
feel like-
powers as well,
yeah.
but only when she's
We
dueling
have to know,
people in a
don't we?
children's card game.
No. She has real world psychic powers, but she has a hairpiece to control them or something.
You don't
But-
even
boot
know.
this fucker out of the discussion
But
immediately.
I do feel like
This is
the
a black
badger
hole
element,
of content, okay?
the
Yeah.
badger element might actually be quite useful. In being able to source out,
My
Ice Cake.
answer.
being
It's
able to
okay,
sniff
though.
out like new sources of food when the food inevitably runs out.
We've got
Yeah.
Fraggle
You have
getting
to
food,
track
don't worry.
turns into
Cuddles-
animal. It's not like, oh, we need to share. Oh, don't worry, the badger's out foraging for us, and the badger just comes home licking its lips like I had a lot of jam. It was lovely, and then turns back into a Akiza Rosinski. It's like, guys, I'm really sorry. I was in a badger. I don't know why you sent the badger to do all of the fucking
Also, I feel
food.
like the
'Cause obviously the
werebadger.
badger's not gonna carry it home.
I imagine the werebadger probably has the psychic powers as well, so it's already going to kill 5 people once it turns.
The badger
Before
turns
we
into a
can tame
badger,
it.
immediately forgets that it's Akiza Rosinski. Looks at all these fucking dickheads around it, balls them all, like from the brain outwards, just like just mentally like eviscerates all these fucking poor lads.
Next up is Kukuk, who has an incredibly high libido.
I don't. I'm sorry, but horny
I'm-
back.
I'm terrified by this concept.
No, it does.
I don't.
It does deeply scare me. But I feel like just for the sort of like repopulation of the earth,
I would almost be too scared to say no to him.
No, we can't have a man you can't say no to. That is the
It's
wrong
gonna
way
be
for this
what
compound.
we currently have is a cat who has somehow managed to type "Can I stay over?" an illiterate text message, and the first actual message we get, we've rejected, and now
Hi,
we've
it's
got,
Lisa here.
and then
Please.
we've got somebody text, "What you up to?" Over text. Are your parents home?
Your pet. Just a picture of Jack Black, just like kind of like vaguely, like kind of cutely smiling at you.
Okay, I'm assuming we're just going to leave him on reds for that one.
Yeah,
We're not
he's.
even, unlike Akizo, who we're giving some notice to, we're not even going to give.
I have the decency to respond to Akiza, but Kukuk isn't getting anything from me.
I think the good thing is that we've managed to really cut some people out, but it does mean that
We've
we're
cut
going to
some
have some horrors.
We've had some like mega ruptures. I'm deliberately not paying attention to the bottom of the list because I don't want to get into the system of like, well, I know that like we've got.
Next up,
This
we
coming
have
up.
Yeah, exactly.
Florence Nightingale, who has a useless PhD. To be fair, she has other useful skills.
But she is.
How much do you know about the medical knowledge of the 1800s?
I don't think they had PhDs back then. That's all I'll say. Don't think that was a thing.
Yes, they did.
Did they? I don't know.
Do you know how old like Cambridge University is? It's like hundreds and
Also,
hundreds.
I don't know. Yeah, but I also think it was probably very elitist at that point. And
she probably didn't have a PhD. Yeah, no, that's yeah.
Didn't we also say that it was kind of like one of those ones that she's going to keep going on about, and we're like, oh yes,
It's not fun. It's like so she's vaguely good at old medicine. She keeps trying to leech everyone, and also she has like a fucking master's in like creative leadership or something. I don't know. I think that's what my sister did.
The thing is...
I was like, where did I come up with that? Like, course. I was like, oh yeah, my sister did that.
You can imagine, we're in the future, Florence Nightingale has been brought back to life, and the first thing she does is like, oh, they're doing a PhD. They're like, Florence, you're an inspiration to women worldwide. We're going to give you a free scholarship to anything you want to do our university. Exactly, yeah. And she's like, I want to do architecture.
I'm going to do leisure and tourism.
Actually, when I was looking around universities, I asked like, what kind of courses do you have? And there was one university said we have anything from like mathematics to golf resort management. And I feel like it has to be golf resort management because it's such a niche. It's such a niche thing.
Well, in golf resort management, they always teach you.
Always has golf talk. Like, do you want to?
She always has golf talks with you.
She's like, shall we go down and
all her
do a few holes? And you're like, Florence, it's the apocalypse. You can't go out.
Golf
and
course.
She's like, oh, but I've just gotten a brand new putter for it. And you know, I think the club has a lot of potential this year. There's a lot of advertising revenues we could go down. I think we have to.
Well, I was going to say, does she bring more to the table than what we already have?
We have one thing.
Because no, I mean like between like the three of us as well.
I have rudimentary first aid training. But that's like putting someone in the recovery position and something to do with burns. If anyone gets seriously injured, I don't think any of us can help. Whereas
If
Florence
you-
Nightingale could actually potentially help.
Yeah, but she'd like cauterize your fucking your arteries
I'd
with
be
like a hot
alive.
poker, and she'd cover you in turpentine and like smack you on the bottom and send you
mean,
off on your merry way. I mean,
I
it's
don't
not,
want to
it's
look
not
ahead,
modern
but I'm also pretty sure there's going
healthcare.
to be no one who's going to be better at medicine on this list than Florence
mean,
Nightingale.
yeah.
I think we would be a fool to reject her. We're just going to have to deal with the whole golf stuff. They're all going to have negative traits.
I'm looking
Come on.
down this list. There are some of our genius ideas have been inhibited
It's
completely
fine.
by
It's
the trait.
fine. We're
No,
just
one
going to
second,
go
wrong
with
colour.
this.
Okay.
So yeah, Florence
So wait,
Nightingale.
we're letting in Florence Nightingale.
Right. Because,
Yeah.
look,
has
we've
mental
gone
health,
through
yeah.
5 now,
Yeah.
and we're going to be letting 2, and we've still got 8 spaces for the rest
Still
of the
got 8
next 50.
spaces.
So,
And I think we
yeah,
can
more than
deal
half
with
are
the
getting
golf
it.
talk.
The snail possesses the matrix.
Well, he has to come in. I hate it, but he's got to.
Now, the one thing I do know about the matrix of leadership is that it's not necessarily always with the right person. Okay, so it might be that the snail brings the matrix of leadership to the compound, and one of us is actually the person worthy to have the
No,
matrix of
I
leadership.
feel like that's Decepticon. That's some Decepticon talk. Let's kill the person with the matrix of leadership because one of us deserve it more. It's the most
it doesn't-
evil
it doesn't-
thing I've ever heard in my life.
You can't use it unless it has to choose you for it to work.
It
Right?
chooses
Just
you,
because
right.
he has, I didn't say like has been chosen by the matrix of leadership. I just
I
said possessed.
also think that none of us also may have
I
the
tell you-
capabilities of using it. And from
I
this
think-
discussion, I'm saying that I'm doubting any of us are being given that power. Because
No, I don't
went,
think
let's
any of us
kill
are
the
getting
snails and
I don't
take
think any of us
One
are
of,
getting a
one of
matrix
the,
of
one of
leadership.
the
I'm
other
saying-
people we let
yeah,
in.
it's-
might-
yeah.
I think the strat is you let in the snail, you eat the
don't wanna-
snail with Guy Fieri and cook up a hell of a nice like first apocalypse night in sort of treat, and then you immediately day 2 you coronate Jacinda Ardern the leader of the Autobots, and then you've just won.
I know. I feel like we have to keep the snail alive just because it did bring the matrix of leadership.
Bearer
I mean-
of the matrix of leadership. Fine. So
Either way,
it's
Either
definitely
way.
we're letting the snail
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's texted us, but
He's got
it
one
must
of
have
the
taken-
Autobots.
Hey, it's
He's
got
using the
1.2
matrix of
books.
or the fact that it would have taken him forever to type that text out.
and somehow he's one of the first people to respond. I would say
He's one, of the
that
he's one of the fastest people to respond.
I think the only explanation is that he does have the power of the matrix of leadership. And he's got like one of the transformers to text the message for him. We'll have to find out when he gets here. We'll have to grill him about this. Definitely. That is if he can talk, which I don't think he can because he is just a snail.
Guy
I feel like-
Fieri's got to come in, right?
He's yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
Because frankly, of any of the
I
people
need
there, like,
something
I
to
don't know
get
about
me
you, but
through.
I'm judging the drug dealer quality by like the energy of the person that's been given to, and so it would have been interesting with some of these people. It would have been it would have been some
Like
of them
with
I wouldn't
Marge
have been too
Simpson.
happy. Like that would have been a weird. I don't want to buy anything off Colin Furze. I'm sorry. I don't trust that guy. I've seen the safety gear he wears when he's in like legitimately dangerous situations. When he's,
Diddy, Dick, and Dom.
I don't want to put anything in my body. That boy has sold me, right? But like,
Yeah.
and the same goes for like Gamora, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like it's got some space dirt on it. I can tell
Yeah.
this is not a good bag.
I think Guy
But
Fieri.
Guy Fieri, perfect.
And we have a cook as well. Not a.
Haven't we? Yes.
Yeah.
He's
Crucial.
technically got a Michelin star. I think he got a Michelin star once. He was good.
Yeah.
at a
No, I
certain
think
point.
he is. I think he is
I
like
think he is good.
I'm sure he's a fucking
Yeah.
million miles better of a cook
It
than
will
any
just
of
have a lot
Yeah.
of calories in. We'll all balloon.
Who's a better cook, him or Marge Simpson?
Well, we're not at Marge Simpson yet. We don't know whether she's texting us. It's first 20 people who are texting us. Can't
Well,
decide on who's coming up.
She's in. No, fine, whatever, fine, right. Guy Fieri's in though, right?
Guy
Yeah.
Fieri's in.
I have no problem
Yeah,
with it. So
I need
that's
something
not
to get through Florence Nightingale's golf talk.
Right, so we're on 4.
Jacinda
Next
definitely.
person is Jacinda Ardern.
Like The worst thing that's happening is she's getting a nosebleed every time she's a bit embarrassed, which, I mean, she's a politician. Surely she's pretty good at not being flustered, right?
Yeah. To be
It
fair,
might waste a lot of like medical supplies if she's constantly like bleeding
I
out.
mean, I
Florence
feel like Florence Nightingale is possibly going to get confused though with the constant nosebleeds and try and do
Like
something
leech-
throwing leeches
specific.
at her, just like out, damn she devil, be gone. Yeah, all right. Jacinda's got to be in. There's no one else. There's no one else here who possesses the leadership qualities to actually utilize the matrix of leadership, right? So if we have the matrix of leadership, we basically need someone who's going to actually like be given it.
I don't know. I mean, it depends whether the snail's using it or not.
The snail can't use it. There's no way the snail is worthy.
You don't know that. I think it's very presumptive. It managed to text to us.
That's true. That's a
Next up is Marge Simpson, always checks with Siri, which I think is probably the most Marge Simpson trait we actually put on.
It's just, do you want Marge Simpson?
I think the issue is that we kind of have all of the bases that Marge Simpson would cover.
She's not bringing anything new to the table.
No, she's an expert mum, right? So I
don't think that's good enough.
We've already got like the mum leader. We've already got the expert cook. We've already got the like take carer of us.
Yeah, we've got
and we've got a cat with manta ray powers.
I don't think we need Marge Simpson.
I don't.
And there could be better things later.
But I think you're undervaluing Marge Simpson, regardless of the uninteresting.
We are half full already.
Yeah, you've been voted out.
I feel bad for Marge. Marge is an excellent person.
She is.
And a moral paragon.
I want to survive.
A solid cleaner. I reckon she's your ticket.
So now we have animal, vegetable, mineral man walking on his ass.
If this thing comes to my door, I'm shotgunning it between the eyes. There's no way.
This is another
nothing
sort of, like, nightmarish.
Walks on hands and is 4 different things.
I don't want to see this man ever.
Are the minerals useful? That's the only bit of value, like potential value.
Can I eat the vegetable?
Is he made of a tasty vegetable or animal? And is the mineral worth something?
I believe the animal is a velociraptor.
That's not.
That's more of a hindrance than a use.
I mean, at the moment we don't have any fighting power.
We've got a cat Craggle with manta ray powers.
We have a manta ray cat. We have the matrix of leadership, which we've established it guaranteed goes to somebody in the compound, right?
Jacinda is
definitely... Well, hopefully
Jacinda's probably
Jacinda is probably going to have
martial
leadership.
No, she will, and she will have like a big energon axe that goes. I can't remember what the matrix of leadership actually does. It just makes you.
Yeah.
You just get Prime as your surname. It's like
I'm going to text animal, vegetable, mineral man just to say it's best not. You might actually get shot at by my housemate. So
Panel with your ass, and he likes setting stuff on fire.
Again, I do think we need some firepower in this.
Firepower is like this is firepower against ourselves. This isn't firepower against the
I'm concerned that this is going to backfire, and he's just going to set fire to everything.
You're counting how many guns we have, and half of them are pointed at ourselves. It doesn't count.
Just have Hannibal just stood in the room, and then he'll just
with a fucking Zippo lighter. Just look at it. You're just like.
Yeah. Let's go back to this. Where were we? Hannibal Buress.
Okay.
Yeah, I think for now we just need to get this done, don't we?
Hannibal Buress.
So.
Yeah.
Compulsive arsonist is It's really what's kind of keeping me from saying yes immediately. I mean,
I still don't really know who Hannibal Buress is.
A funny man sets things on fire. This isn't a recipe for success in the post-apocalypse.
He is also quite abstract with his comedy.
Yeah. I don't think that's a point. That's not a point explicitly in his favour.
No, I feel like him being an arsonist is probably one of the worst case scenarios of who the arsonist could be. Because I feel like him being the compulsive arsonist.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It would
beyond
just be
someone like
you'd look at
Merlin,
Hannibal and he'd probably just light a match and drop it on the floor in front of you.
He's yeah.
Yeah.
He'll troll you with it as well as setting fires.
Yeah.
Like he'll make it. It can't be allowed in. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
So-
take. I would have taken Hannibal Buress with a fair few of these traits, but like if
It's
he had a
amazing.
useless PhD, that would have actually been a benefit because it would have been
Yeah.
so funny listening to him just go on about his
Yeah.
useless PhD.
So now we go on
Ow.
to now. I don't want to be that guy, but I have no idea who this is or what that flaw is. I've completely forgotten.
You not seen Mad Max, the new one, Fury Road?
Yeah, the Fury Road.
Furiosa, the woman from that. Yeah, the main character.
Oh, so we just have. It's
Her.
not actually her.
It's not her though.
It's the
It's
actual
Charlize Theron.
cosplaying
But
as
she,
her.
I mean, she, I figure if you can do that well a job portraying someone in a film, you can do basically. She's not. She can pull out the Furiosa, right? Like she can
Yeah.
just.
And what is has that draw?
It was.
That was
It's
the
like
the
drawer
fucking
with all the
handyman
bits
drawer.
and-
You know, all
yeah.
the like important stuff.
That's where you get your light bulbs and your
I think
little
that drawer is
fuse
actually
box
more.
fuses and things.
That's one of the
Use-
most important things.
We'll just have to text her.
I mean,
during the
inevitably, bulbs and things are going to go out, and
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we don't have Amazon to just like sort that shit out. We'd have to either raid some hard to get to like hardware store somewhere, or just we've got the drawer for it. It's all good.
Yeah.
We've got a
Got the
couple
drawer.
spare bulbs, you know.
Yeah. So I think definitely yes. I mean, like,
I would be happy with
yeah.
Furiosa staying in.
Yeah. Next we have Kermit the Frog with a 200 decibel meow.
That might be our best damage dealer.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
he's a puppet, so we can just like he's like perfect decoy.
My question is, does he control the 200 decibel meow? And also, can we deal
it's
with
like
two
yawn.
200 decibel meows? Because we do have Craggle here as well, who has the 200 decibel meow.
Okay. Oh no, Gregor has a like loud fucking meow. Like Kermit's will shatter glass if he just like points
Yeah.
it at him, you know. Yeah, I feel like the meow is kind of akin to a yawn, where like if he thinks about it, he can probably like induce one, but they don't
Yeah.
necessarily always come when he needs them,
Okay,
and they
so-
certainly do turn up when he doesn't.
Oh, so it's Kermit the Frog.
Also, it's Kermit the Frog, so
Yeah.
Can't
Yeah,
say
it's
that. You don't
it's a bit of a
get
morale
frog
boost.
text you
And
out of
and
the blue.
you know what? Not gonna lie,
I'm honoured
he
that
is
you
definitely in the
texted.
runnings for the Matrix of Leadership.
Yeah.
It is Kermit.
Of the,
I mean,
of the people we're letting stay in, sure, yeah.
wait, hang on. Who would be in the runnings for the Matrix of Leadership we've kicked out so far?
I don't know, maybe
Hannibal
Marge.
Buress.
Both of them. I think all of them. Mr. LeBaker, definitely. I think.
Yeah,
we're
this
down
poor
to
old
Dan.
Akiza Rosinski this whole time was actually like destined to be the leader of the Autobots. She just
It was finally
she was
meant to be her moment.
she was just like shown off so poorly in the fucking what is it, Beyblade or Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yu-Gi-Oh.
And she's
I do.
shown off so poorly in
I
Yu-Gi-Oh.
think
No,
it
no one
was-
assumed she'd become the leader of the
I
Autobots.
actually don't think the pot's correct there. I think it was from Beyblade.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was because
Yeah.
you said she gets a bike in the second one, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that
And the wheels are
That's Beyblade.
Beyblades, aren't they?
that's a Beyblade thing, not a Yu-Gi-Oh
I'm,
thing?
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm not biting. I'm not biting that one.
Anyway, let's let Kermit in. And next up, we have Ursula. Has a clothespin but wears socks in the shower.
Right, the fact
No,
of anyone, right, the only way you can make wearing socks in a shower somehow grosser would either have been like maybe the animal, vegetable, mineral man, but Ursula is the worst to be wearing socks in the shower.
First
She
off,
squelches to
more
begin
than
with.
one
She
pair.
already squelches. The squelch will
She's
be
also going to have like a million socks.
yeah. It's so intense.
A
It would
million socks.
give our position away. It would literally be like we know, like I can hear them now. Like I can hear some twat having a shower down the road. I mean,
A million socks. She's probably always wearing them. She's wearing them in the pool as well. And the worst bit of all, she has
She's
a
got aqua
clothespin
socks
which is
on.
also in the water.
Oh, she's got those Veruca socks. Those rubbery.
I feel like Ursula just has like the worst thing.
I don't want
There's
that.
nothing going for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that needs to be a long discussion. And I think the same can be said for number 15, a plumber who is allergic to metal.
It's literally the one thing.
The one thing that he needs to be able to use, that they need to be able to
He's
use.
the only person that you can give corrosive, like allergic to metal. No, right, the only thing that would have been worse to have allergic to metal would have been Jacinda Ardern, because the Matrix of Leadership is a metal object. Can you imagine?
I think
Like, I know I can use it. If I just touch it, I fucking die. Like,
I think also animal, vegetable, mineral man being allergic to himself.
right, yeah. I mean, even if we have mostly plastic tubing, there's like a fucking one bit of metal somewhere that he just.
We're gonna send him off, like, the plumbing's been jammed, they've poisoned the plumbing, we need to send someone down, and a week later we're gonna come down, it's gonna be him dead over in an anaphylactic shock over some piping.
So I feel like I wrote a plumber and we all started talking about Mario, and now we all think it's Mario subconsciously. It's not Mario, it's a plumber.
No, I'm not. I was not really picturing Mario. I really would have wanted the plumber, but
I think
he just can't do. He just can't do his job. It's too much of a hindrance. It's completely ruined.
Let's just say, unfortunately, it was just like, we're not having your service again. You almost died when we last called you over. Just can't have you. Text that back. We'll just say we have a metal door handle.
You don't get those like disability kind of like. What's the one? You can't like fire someone because they're disabled. So it's like, I'm allergic to metal, but it's not I can't help it. So you can't fire me for being a plumber. It's like,
that's discrimination.
You simply are allergic to metal. I'm not hiring you as a plumber.
Next up, we have Serena Williams as a corrosive incel.
So hyper-competitive tennis player and also corrosive incel.
That's too toxic.
Incredible damage. Like, she is probably one of our best like fighters.
But we can't deal with.
But again, yes, but by not having in there to begin with, she is immediately working in our favour by going and harassing everyone else.
Yeah,
who is not in our house.
It's one of those. Yeah, well, by not choosing this, we actually
post on incels, just like. I just wasn't allowed to fucking.
I don't want her at all.
I don't want her.
Also, the fact
I don't want a corrosive incel
we can't have any corrosive incels lying around.
I can't have any corrosive incels in here.
Yeah, no.
She's going to end up defecting to Megatron if we do let her in. So Gamora runs a YouTube channel for unplugging drains and other stuff.
Okay, so pros. Gamora is an exceptionally useful human being to have in a pinch. Human being.
Yeah.
But here we are.
We've all seen that YouTube
constantly
channel.
vlogging about all that if you're out on a mission, right, with this person, you're halfway through your beans quota. You need 18 more cans of beans if you guys are to survive the month, right? And what's that over there? That's a blocked drain because it's been pissing it down with acid rain for the past fucking half a year. And you know that the sun's going down, it's getting real late, you've got miles to cover, you've got to get back, and then you know the second you see this fucking drain that Gamora's just busy vlogging and just like poke, fiddle, grab, and it takes hours and hours. And
you're still one of the medical leeches from Florence Nightingale and make videos about keeping a pet leech.
She is also going to be restoring some sort of normality to, by fixing drains and stuff. We're going to eventually get back to
the only person with any kind of actual beneficial impact on the surrounding infrastructure. That is correct.
Yeah.
And also, we didn't have the plumber. So now the position of plumber.
If she isn't unblocking the drains, who the fuck is?
Imagine if the plumber got the channel for unplugging drains.
The manhole covers are all cast iron. He literally can't.
Outstanding.
Okay, so Gamora's in, right?
Gamora's
Yeah.
in.
So how many?
Right, so
We
we've
have
got one,
one
2, 3.
more to kick
We've got
out.
Oh, okay.
4, 6, 7, 8. No, we got 2. Yeah, we got to kick
Yeah,
one more
2
out, and the
more.
other 2 get in.
Well, I think it's
So,
pretty
yeah.
obvious which one we kick out.
Yeah, there's only
Not having any Aston Villa fans and my success early in like post-apocalyptic.
Let's do it. We have to do it one at a time. So we have Merlin, who constantly recites the Pokemon rap.
Right, the wizard. Let's face it, the wizard could have been doing anything, and we would have let him in.
I mean,
The wizard probably could have been a corrosive incel. We would have let him in. It's a wizard.
I think there was enough good
My
traits
question
that,
is,
yes, we would have probably let him in, but corrosive incel was not one of them.
I don't know. He was a wizard.
If Merlin
I don't care.
the thing is, first off, what happened to the apocalypse? But apparently, it's not all powerful because
No, he's a wizard. He's not God. I'm not.
He can't just
whatever's causing the apocalypse is
Can't
stronger than its
Merlin a
magic.
break,
You can't
man.
fix it.
He just
the
likes
Pokemon. The dude's like 2,000 years old.
He's just super into Pokemon. It's the only thing from modern culture he gets at all. He's just give him this one thing, man. Just let him have it. Come on.
it's just an old man sat in the corner, just going.
Yeah.
I'm going to say for these last two, we're going to get their text at the same time because it makes it more interesting. Just Colin first being decided based on Diddy, Dick, and Dom. I would say
it has to be
on the
Colin.
one hand,
it has to be Colin
Aston
first.
Villa fan. On the second hand, do you think we can emotionally deal with a hyper emotional Colin Furze?
Let's go through the game theory of what happens based on Colin Furze's mood, but like what he'll create. Okay, so his natural thing is to build shit that is dangerous in some way.
Mm-hmm.
If he's angry, he's going to build more dangerous things. If he's happy, he's probably also going to build more dangerous things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he's sad, he might even build the most dangerous things.
My
most dangerous to himself.
Any emotion correlates to just increased potency of the things he comes up with, right?
I would like to propose something. Colin Furze's default emotion is so excited he's on the verge of a heart attack. This man's heart can't take getting more emotional.
Any more excited, this guy will explode.
I feel like we're inviting Colin Furze into a high stress environment.
It's quite
where
stressful.
he could hang out in his. Also, Colin Furze has his own bunker.
But what if he becomes?
Does have his own bunker, but
what if he becomes Furze Prime?
He could.
Emotional.
You don't. What if he gets the Matrix of Age chip and then turns himself into a Transformer? Like, what would he turn into? It would probably be like a sort of firework powered lawnmower.
Earlier on, do we want to be the people who kick out two people because they're an Aston Villa fan? Because the perception's going to be...
No.
Right. The record reflects Diddy, Dick, and Dom morally repugnant to begin with. Aston Villa fans, this is a no. There's a no-go. Okay, the colour blindness. Of course, it's a non-factor. I don't even know who wrote this, by the way, because is colorblind was a contentious thing to put in to begin with. That was a bad idea. Like, you know how you always have those early videos in your early career? Like, I said some dumb shit in my early career. It's like, let's make everything about whether or not someone's colorblind.
I'll put it in as in like we're gonna have to it would be bad for us not to let them in, and then somebody added an Aston Villa fan onto the end.
I didn't. Jesus Christ.
Being deafened by the 200 decibels.
That was one of the loudest ones yet.
Yeah. I love this cat. I don't know why we're deliberating about this. The color blindness clearly doesn't matter because it's a dark and gritty world anyway. Everything's greys and browns. If you played a post-apocalyptic game, there's no color. It doesn't matter.
There you go. So we're letting Colin Furze in.
Of course, we're letting Colin Furze in.
Of course we are. I don't think. I mean, all of this was just to tick the box of we've discussed the two in equal amount. We're always going to let in Colin Furze.
Wow.
So, we have
Let's just
A cat
recap the
manta ray.
list.
Florence Nightingale, a snail that brought along with it the Matrix of Leadership. We have Guy Fieri, the drug dealer. We have Jacinda Ardern, the likely inheritor of the Matrix of Leadership, soon to be Jacinda's Prime, last of the Primes,
Last of the Primes. Turned into an
leader of the
Autobot by
Autobots.
Colin Furs.
Transforms into a lectern.
Is prone to nosebleeds though.
She's still prone to nosebleeds, but it doesn't matter. She is she's a prime, all right. It's all good. Then we've got Charlize Theron cosplaying as Furiosa, and she's got this fucking massive drawer filled with like light
Just
bulbs,
bits and
all the different types. There's screws in there. There's like tin foil. I don't know why the tin foil's in there. Maybe it got misplaced. But she's clearly like, she was like, what? I didn't have time to pack. I didn't know what to bring. I just
I've
brought
got
my
the
handy
glue.
drawer and
I've
nothing
got
else.
super glue
I've
and
got
door
the Gorilla Glue.
handles.
I've got the big beefy duct tape shit. We've got all the things. I mean, I don't know why we have that, because Colin Furs is here, and I'm sure he's got plenty of. He is.
Well, he's
himself.
He's gonna love that drawer. That's gonna keep him happy.
They'll get along very well. And then we've got Kermit the Frog, the Foghorn.
Sorry.
Yeah, Kermit the Foghorn.
Kermit the Foghorn.
Jesus.
We have Gamora, the fucking drain unplugged blogger, which is just sure. We have the Wizard Merlin. I mean, say no more. Never mind the fact that he's a bit of a Pokemon fan. It's
just
fine.
a bit of a senile old man just sat in the corner rapping away doing his magic.
He's just doing his little magic trick. And then finally, to round it off, we have Colin Furs, the hyper-emotional maniac. And the strength of the Mad Max vibes we've created. I didn't think. I was thinking, post-apocalyptic. It doesn't have to be Mad Max, right? It can just be post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing you can do to get away from tending towards. It's like one of those like critical mass things where it's like there are enough people in the population that are already like complete Mad Maxers. Like the second anything goes to shit, they will go full Mad Max, and we've included just too many of them.
I think this is it.
This is
this is the podcast. We can do more of these. I mean, I can see.
This was a lot of fun, I've got to say.
Yeah, I can't see anything wrong with.
Where do we go from here? Do we?
Hang on a second, lads.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
A paper airplane with the words
Stop.
open.
Can you stop for 1 second? I'm being called for my dinner, so I've just got to answer and say yeah. I'll be down in a minute.
Can we leave this in?
I like the
I'll do that again.
2-year-olds who are like, one sec, guys, gotta go for me dinner.
Hang on a minute. I dropped it on the floor. I've just got this paper air.
I said I'd be down in a minute.
Leave this all in, please. I'm loving these little bits of content.
So flavorful.
Oh, lovely. I'm gonna have mine covered in a second and task you for dinner. So we better wrap it up quick. Anyway, I think they're gonna love it. And paper aeroplane just flew in through the envelope hole.
Wasn't it over the other side yesterday? Last time?
No, it's behind there. It's over there. It's just that.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, if you have a look, it says "Open me."
Off the
Let me just open it up. It says. Apparently there is they kind of reviewed it, and Cook's lawyer didn't like the traits that we gave him, and they've kind of threatened legal ramifications, which does mean that they must be listening into this podcast, because that was very quick response time. But also
on us or on FTR1, I'm assuming we've got to be protected.
We might be scapegoats, but they said that they've got a deal, which is we just can't go with this podcast idea and just never release this podcast. So 100%,
Yeah, no, that's
unlike
fine.
the last one, no one can
This
see
one isn't
this
going on.
specific
No. So
podcast.
I see I know what happened last time. There was an issue with the pipeline.
There was an issue. Yeah, just make sure that
I'll
doesn't
get
happen
my
again.
best
Because
brother on.
again, I'm running blind for
Yeah.
7 days pretty much until we
Yeah.
get back to this.
Yeah,
I'd
how's
also-
the like? Do you still know what time it is? Are you feeling good? Normally by
To
now
be
people have
fair,
got a bit insane.
the only thing that's helping me keep time is the fact that I've got this countdown on there. But I think the countdown keeps going out of sync a bit. I mean, the countdown seemed to go on for longer than 7 days. I think it might be fucking with me. I don't know how much
Yeah,
time's passed.
I haven't
But
really paid attention, to be honest.
you know, I can see that the countdown's happening, and I know that I won't be, as I said, I won't be getting my granola bars if I don't do the adverts today. So
No, yeah. Well,
we've
yeah.
got
So
Benadryl allergy today. We're having a real big one with the hay fever relief stuff. Basically, it's very
time of
good
year,
for
man.
hay fever,
It's prime
dust
season.
allergies. Yeah, hay fever, dust allergies, pet allergies, skin allergies. Effectively relieves indoor and outdoor allergies. If you're like me and you are over 65 years old or under 12, it's not recommended you have any of these. But if you are fortunate to be between the ages of 12 and 65, 1 capsule a day, 3 times a day, and no more than 3 capsules in 24 hours. Helps with the runny nose, helps with the watery eyes, and you can tell this week that this works because I've not sniffled a bit, and I don't know whether that's the fact that no air
You
is
haven't been
coming into the
outside.
room, so I think I'm just breathing in still air.
You are the only thing anyone could be allergic to in that room. So
Yeah, there is a vent fan in the corner, but it is as you
where
can
does that lead?
tell, you can't hear it, and it is too small for me to fit through. It's around
Shit.
about that big. Not
Okay.
that great.
Uh,
But yeah, that's pretty much everything. Who knows what will come into my room next week? But I think now maybe might be a good time to advertise some stuff, and then we can.
You just did the advertisements.
No, I mean
do you
like
mean
anything you
plug
want to
your own stuff?
advertise. Yeah, again,
Go for it.
my identical twin is running a Twitch channel and YouTube channel whilst I'm away, which is Astral Fisher. You can find it on YouTube, you can find it on Twitch. Just put in the / Astral Fisher, capital on the A and the F. He's apparently having a great old time. Then again, I haven't had contact with him for 7 days since I've been locked in here. So who knows, really? Could have all gone. I mean, knowing him, he's probably gotten rid of all 500,000 of my subscribers just to start from scratch to kind of like prestige it.
Just wipe the old slate clean.
Wipe it
Nah.
away.
I give you a month until he's cancelled. I swear to God.
Yeah, Jesus.
He's been running his mouth. You
He's
need
been running
to.
his
You need
mouth
to
about
contact
Aston
him.
Villa and
He keeps talking
bullying
about Aston Villa. It's so rude.
Yeah, he
It's
keeps bullying
so
a poor
uncalled
man
for.
on the stream about being a fan of Aston Villa, along with a load of other people on there.
Yeah.
And in addition, like I did get some pictures sent in to me because of the animal pictures sent to me at astralfisher@gmail.com.
Okay.
But I do want to say that when I said cute animals, I didn't mean just pictures of fish. So this week, please send me some actual, not aquatic animals, some actual fluffy animals, because you know it's a little bit disheartening that the only bit of entertainment I get is pictures of trout swimming about. It's not even a manta ray or a shark, it's just trout. And sometimes I got lucky recently. Somebody sent me a picture of a haddock, which was very exciting. Unfortunately, it was dead. And it was in fish and chips. Anyway, the pot, do you want to?
Jesus Christ.
Before that implodes, can we?
Anyway, Matt the Pot, what do you have to advertise?
Find me on LinkedIn. I need to go eat my dinner. Bye.
And what do you need to? You can't even get any dinner outside its room.
How is he even going to turn off the recording? I don't understand.
Anyway, what do you want to advertise?
Me. I'm this one.
Jacko W.
No,
Man with stick.
Don't tell them the name. They had to figure it out. It was going to be an alternate reality game, but I suppose now that you've given the game away, I'm gonna have to just use my real name, which is just like he said, like the old man. It's Jacko W. Try and find the right one. You get bonus points. You'll know it's me.
You
Because
know it's him because
I
she
mean,
looks like a bot.
there's because it's got it's definitely it's the one that looks most like a bot. Okay, you know, you see
Yeah.
it. You see there's a lot of stick based content. You'll you know you're in the right place.
Yeah. So well, it's about to shut down. So thank you all for listening. I can't believe I'm gonna have to chase this up next week. How come he gets to leave his room and have dinner in a nice
This is
other
bullshit.
room?
He's catered. What is going on?
Bullshit. I bet there's something going on because I definitely shouldn't be
How
in a
did he
green
get that?
box. I don't
You're the
know.
one that like deals with them more than anyone else. Why do
Evidently.
you get the box?
I think something's going on with him and Craggle.
You th-
Because Craggle keeps going into his room. I didn't want to say this while he was in the room, but you know.
I didn't think about that. He's
I
got all that
think-
stuff. He's got.
Yeah, he's got those guitars, the coat. He's got a load of animals that weren't there last time.
He's been
On
going
his
skiing
bed.
and everything. What the fuck are
Yeah.
they giving him company retreats? What
I know.
we're interns.
I think there's something more going on here. I think we can't let him know that we're going in, but I think there's something fishy afoot.
Fishy afoot.
Fishy
Right.
afoot. Sorry, fish is on the mind. It's the pictures. Anyway, you know, hopefully see you next week. And I would say bye to whoever's watching, but evidently this video's never going to see the light of
So yeah,
day.
we're burning this immediately after we finish recording.
Yeah.
This is just
Anyway.
a force of habit now.
Have a great week, and if you can, keep an eye out on that lad. There you go. I'm going to say, I just want to say it. There is no way this episode goes out and Matt getting progressively angrier as I'm picturing myself is not the thing we put at the beginning of the episode.